Hey, what's up, guys? Today's video is going to be on breaking the Philly shell. We're going to use power uppercuts to the body to do that. I got some drills, got some examples, but basically what we're going to do is see where his elbow is bent. We want to use power uppercuts there and also on the other side of his body, but mostly where the elbow is bent. And this will be a huge help online. Anyway, this is a quick clip of a video. It's got about 250,000 views from a guy named Defensive Methods. I like all his videos and stuff. But basically, if people uh, use the Philly shell the way he's showing it and you don't do something about it, they can make you look like a fool like this because the Philly shell is very, very good at blocking head punches, especially early in the fight. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to be just winging punches all over. We want to be accurate and effective with our punches. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit the body where the elbow is bent going across his body. So Sugar Ray would be his left, underneath his left elbow down there. Okay, and so the way we're going to throw that was definitely want to use the sticks because they use far less stamina than buttons. And so we're going to throw it to the body. So hold LT and then be like R1 or RB and then flick the stick down to about the 5 o'clock position. And early in the fight, especially in the middle of the ring, we do not want to move that left stick around anywhere. That will keep us throwing flat-footed punches. That's what we want. We'll look at one real quick. Flat-footed, flat-footed, not flat-footed. Because we don't want our body momentum going into the opponent. Right? So, and we'll take a quick look at how we'll look at somebody. He threw 3 step back straights. There's one. You see how I didn't get hit with it because I wasn't pressing the left stick towards him. There's another one. So that's kind of why you don't want to throw the left stick, swing the left stick around. And then also with defensive methods, here's a guy trying it, but we got him on the ropes and we're going to bump him around with the push button just a little bit. And you can see he's not able to make me look like a fool, really. He's getting battered to the body pretty good. So make sure you push the people around when they're on the ropes, if you're not in the league, of course. And you can see again, that's what he was trying to do, but he's not able to do it because he's getting bounced around. So that's an important thing to remember also. Okay, it's imperative that you take your time and you're not sloppy with your punches and you're accurate. So especially in the beginning of the fight, what we don't want to do is go crazy. This is something a lot of newer people do, but look at my stamina. It's just the first seconds of the first round. My bar's already going down to empty. Don't want that. Don't want that. What we want to do is get up on our opponent before we start doing this, before we start punching him, not in the middle of the ring. So we want to get him to where he's got his back near the ropes first. So we're going to be applying a lot of pressure and then hitting him hard in the body with the uppercuts. And you can mix in other punches too. But predominantly you want to use the body uppercuts early to slow him down. And now his back, he's got all that ring behind him and he ran off. So we're not going to, we just got our punches in. We're not going to start throwing them out here. Okay. So this is very important too. This is something that people use Philly shell, do a lot of side step uppercuts. You can look, the guy on the left landed almost 100 more punches. He used his jab and everything, did really good. But the guy on the right won because if you look at his uppercut stats, he threw 262 side step uppercuts and basically, in a bunch of straights. But other than that, nothing else really. And he won the fight because he used a Philly shell and side step uppercut. And that was a fight off YouTube. So anyway, now you might think like, well, the hooks to the body will work as good. No, for some reason with the Philly shell, the halfway leveled up uppercut to the body is going to land twice as often almost than a fully leveled up hook. I know it sounds strange, but I've tested it and tested it. Halfway leveled up uppercut, really good. If we do not have any stats in our uppercut, we don't want to do it. Look at my stamina. In this fight, I did not have any stats on my uppercuts to the body, and I started gassing out just throwing it. So you got to have some kind of stats on it. And do not miss punches like this. The people are going to constantly be moving back, and you'll lose the fight if you miss all those punches. So we're going to get close to him and try to work him to the ropes, and then we start throwing it. And it is risky, but you can also use lunging uppercuts to the body, and we got drills coming up to show that. And but anyway, you can see that uppercut to the body is just killing him. There's another one where the elbow's bent, and this is actually a real fight. But this guy was kind of mid-level. He's a kind of a newer guy, I could tell. So I'm not saying it's going to be this easy for everybody. It's going to be a lot tougher, of course, the more experienced a person is. But it will work the same. It doesn't matter how good their record is, how good they are. I've played a lot of super high-level people. It works the same. So it you'll see here too. We have a little test coming up with someone with 0 stats landing it. But anyway, when you get good, we're going to be doing some drills. You'll be able to utilize a lunging uppercut also, so that will close some distance and really damage them real good. Okay, and again, accuracy and patience is very, very, very important, because you see they're constantly moving back, constantly moving back. And in this case, we're going to switch stance here in a second. So you can also switch your stance and you're still going to have the power on that uppercut. So if I have a leveled up right uppercut, I can throw it from the southpaw, which would be my lead uppercut to the body, or I can turn orthodox and it'd be my rear uppercut. So, and you can mix it into the combo like a jab to the head, power uppercut to the body is good. You know, however you want to do it. Switch your stance around. It's actually very helpful to do that. You'll still have the power there. And basically what we want to do is we want to get close to these guys like this. And when we do, also when you land a hard punch to the body, you have an opening to the head for a split second. So uppercut to the body, hook to the head is very good. So that would be something you might want to practice as well. But yeah, coming up here, we'll be done with this here in a second. But you can see he's making me miss here a little bit. So we're just kind of, since we got a lot of uppercuts in, you know, we can take some of his punches. If you haven't seen my brawling video or my body punching video, it shows the build, so you can really press people, you know, press real hard on people and not really have to worry about it. So check out those videos, one called body punching, the other one's called brawling basics. So we'll be coming up here to another section in a second. But what I wanted to show here was, you see how we're not just throwing crazy, you know, we're not throwing a bunch of stuff out in the middle of the ring. We're just throwing kind of like singles or double hard punches. And we want to kind of see if we can start those short combos with a, and I show this because you can see, like I was saying, the brawler style, like I don't care if he hits me. You can see my health's not really doing anything. And, you know, you need to kind of figure out early if he's a boxer puncher or outside fighter or counter puncher. And then you can kind of just disrespect his power and really push up on him with a lot of aggression, you know. You don't want to miss punches like that. So when you get guys like this, and you can really bust up their block, and a lot of people neglect putting stats on their body too. That's something that all of you should really, in my opinion, really level up your body stats. You know, unless, you know, unless you're playing with your buddies or playing a league or something where, you know, people are not going to hit you in the body a lot. But otherwise, regular OWC, all your defensive stuff should be maxed out, in my opinion. I tested, you know, going lower with the block and with the body, but the power punches really get through. And so this guy, he's just really wearing out real quick, because I can tell first he's got to feel his shell. He's probably got a boxer puncher, and then I can tell his body stats are not very good. So he's already falling apart here. It's just the 4th round. So, but this is basically the pace. This is what I'm showing. It's basically the pace and the number of punches, because he's going to be moving back, moving back, moving back. And then later, as you get him up in the corner and you can feel he's weakened, then you can see he slowed down, this guy. And this one we can really put it on him, and we can kind of ignore his punches with our brawler. Okay, and here we're going to just do a brief test, and then we've got some training after this. So you can see the guy on the left has like no stats, 71 overall. The guy on the right has everything maxed out. And so the guy on the left is, I believe, an inside fighter or a brawler with no stats. And we're still going to be able to land that power uppercut to the body of a fully maxed out boxer on greatest of all time. And like I said, online, it doesn't matter how good they are. I've played a lot of people in top 100, a lot of people in top 20. It still works. It still works just the same. So definitely, it will really help you out if you start using this online. And this will be over in just a second here. You can see, and we're going to do some drills too, where basically you're just going to keep hitting the body, hitting the body, hitting the body, and learn how to do it. So if we check our stats here, you can see I landed 65% of my power shots already, and 65% of those uppercuts with no stats at all. And here's the practice. So what we want to do is we want to build like a brawler, or just use Joe Frazier. And this guy has no stats either, except for his uppercuts to body are halfway leveled up, and then his defensive stuff and his combos are regular. He's got a regular brawler stats for a level 90. And then we got the level 100 guy again. So what you want to do is you want to practice offline. You want to either just use Joe Frazier or Tyson and fight against David Hay because he's got the Philly shell, or build a Philly shell character, or and your brawler, or like I said, use Tyson, Foreman, or someone, and just go practice. You want to practice a whole fight of just smashing the body and getting close, smashing the body with the uppercuts to break the Philly shell. Because to practice over and over and over, just do a whole 10 rounds of it, and so you get a real good feeling and becomes second nature. And of course, you won't spam it online, but it's just to learn. It's just to get it down pat. So whenever you have a Philly shell guy, you're going to be able to just smash the crap out of his body. Okay, and the biggest thing you need to worry about is missing punches like that. That will make you lose the fight. So accuracy is very, very important. That's why we want to practice. Just pushing up on him, getting close to him, and learning that with both southpaw and orthodox. And like I said, when you switch your stance around, you'll have the power. And it gives you a chance too to practice all your body punches. You can mix in some hooks and some other uppercuts and some low high combos like power uppercut to the body, power hook to the head, things like that. But you're going to go in short bursts, and every once in a while, every round or two, we're going to look at our stats and see how we're doing, and also our stamina. This is very, very important. And the sticks use far less stamina than buttons. And in fact, that's another video I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making scoring, combos, and sticks versus buttons. It's coming up. But we want to check our fight totals in between rounds and see how we're doing. So you can see now I have some stats in the uppercut. I'm at Atlanta 73% of my uppercuts and 67% of my power shots. So that's a real good number. And you want to practice staying up at least 60, 65 offline, and then online, you want to be up there in the 50s, 55 minimum, somewhere in there, 50 to 55, but preferably, and after you get used to it and you get good with it, you'll still be at 60, 65% connect rate online. But like I said, just practice only body punching the whole 10, 12 rounds, however you do it offline. Maybe you might want to check out my brawler video, my brawling video, or my inside fighter, or my body punching video to get the build from there. There's a full build section in both those videos. But so I'm monitoring my accuracy when I'm doing the offline training, and like I said, you can switch to orthodox. So now we're going to go orthodox and do it. And we can do short little combos too, like a jab to the head, then a power uppercut to the body like that. Just practice and practice. Just smashing those power shots to the body, especially the uppercuts where the Philly shell is bent. And I think that's about it for this one. Thanks a lot and take care. And one more thing to mention, both Nang and Puncher Valid recently put on full fight cards. They're on YouTube, so the links will be in the description. So they got some great fight cards, and a shout out to both of those guys. And until the next video, I'll see you soon.